All right, picture this. Ancient Egypt, pyramids, pharaohs, and
Cats everywhere! But what if I told you the story of cats in ancient Egypt is way weirder and more mysterious than you think? We all know they worshipped them. But the real tea is how these fluffy little predators went from wild hunters to literal gods in what seems like overnight. Stick around, because this story has more twists than a cat chasing a laser pointer. So, let's get into it. Before we had Grumpy Cat or Keyboard Cat, ancient Egyptians had Bastet, a full-on cat, goddess of home, fertility, and protection. People would literally mummify their pet cats and bury them in elaborate tombs. Archaeologists have found entire cemeteries with hundreds of thousands of mummified cats. That's not just loving your pet. That's a whole new level of obsession. Like, imagine explaining to your friends you're having a funeral for your cat, complete with a sarcophagus. The dedication is real. But here's where it gets wild. For the longest time, everyone assumed Egyptians domesticated cats from the African wildcat. Makes sense, right? But recent DNA evidence dropped a major bombshell. It turns out the genetic lineage of our modern house cats and the ones found in Egypt actually traces back to the Near East, in an area we now call Turkey. And this happened thousands of years before they even showed up in Egypt.
So, the cats that the Egyptians were so obsessed with weren't even originally from there. They were immigrants.
This raises a huge question. How and why did these foreign felines become the VIPs of Egyptian society?
the common theory is that they were great at pest control.
Egypt was the breadbasket of the ancient world, and they had massive grain stores. Where there's grain, there are mice and rats. And who loves a good mouse hunt? Cats! So, the theory goes, cats just wandered in, started taking care of the rodent problem, and the Egyptians were like, you know what? This little guy is super helpful and cute. Let's make him a god. It's the ultimate glow-up story. From humble pest controller to deity. But some historians think it's deeper than that. They point to the cat's dual nature.
1 minute they're a sweet, purring lap warmer. The next, they're a stone-cold killer.
This duality resonated with the Egyptians.
They saw the ferocity of a lioness, like the goddess Sekhmet.
And the gentle, protective nature of a mother, like Bastet, all rolled into one small, furry package.
Cats were the living embodiment of a complex cosmic balance. They weren't just useful.
They were profound. They represented something fundamental about the universe. And the Egyptians went to extreme lengths to protect them. The Greek historian Herodotus wrote that if a house caught on fire, the Egyptians would save the cats before they saved themselves. Killing a cat, even by accident, was a capital crime punishable by death. There is even a story about a Roman soldier who accidentally killed a cat and was immediately torn apart by an angry mob.
Despite the pharaoh himself trying to intervene.
They did not play when it came to their cats. This wasn't just respect. It was a sacred duty. So what's the big mystery? It's the speed and intensity of it all. How did this one specific group of cats from another land not only integrate into Egyptian society, but completely conquer it culturally? We have the why. They were useful and symbolic, but how is still a bit of a blur. There's no big historical record that says,
Day 1, we let the cats in.
Day 500, we now worship them. It just ... happened. It's like cats used their secret mind control powers. Which, let's be real, every cat owner knows is totally a thing. They just stared at an entire civilization with their big eyes until the Egyptians had no choice but to bow down.
From foreign pest control to divine beings,
The journey of the cat in ancient Egypt is one of history's most fascinating and rapid transformations. It shows how a relationship between humans and animals can become something so much more. They weren't just pets. They were family, protectors, and gods. So next time your cat knocks a glass off the table for no reason, just remember, it's not being a jerk. It's just channeling its divine, ancient ancestors. You should probably be grateful. If you thought this was as cool as I did, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the weird parts of history. Let me know in the comments what ancient mystery you want me to tackle next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.